welcome back to Instapot with Poonam. Today we have a very simple recipe for making homemade beans, pinto beans. And so this one's a really cool recipe to have because traditionally you actually have to soak the beans overnight and then the next day you put them in a pressure cooker and you have to do a few rounds of that and then you blend it. And so it's a big process. But in the Instapot I figured out that it's actually not that long and very simple actually. So we're gonna run through the ingredients and then I'll show you how simple it is to make the pinto beans at home. For vegetarians, this is a really cool recipe because when you go to restaurants or different places to eat, sometimes they have lard in their beans. So this version doesn't have any meat or lard in their beans, and so I think you'll really enjoy this one. And I'll give you some tips at the end on how to store it so you can have it for a long period of time and not have to worry about putting it in your fridge for the whole time you have them and then spoil, and it's not gonna do that. So let's run through our ingredients. We have some oil, we have asafoetida. Now some people are like, why do you put that? Well, we have, in Indian culture, we eat a lot of asafoetida and it helps with digestive issues. And so as we all know, sometimes pinto beans can give people gas. And so sometimes it can help relieve that. We have some salt here, and we have some taco seasoning. Now you can use whatever taco seasoning you want. I just get this one from Sam's or Walmart, but you can use like McCormick's or whatever brand you like for taco seasoning. And then this is just a 2-pound bag of pinto beans. You can buy whatever brand or company you like. I just picked mine up from Walmart today, so you can see that I've already rinsed them, and we're just gonna dump them in. So I straight just opened the bag, rinsed them out, and put them in this bowl. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've already started my Instapot, so when you first start out, you're gonna be on saute mode, and I've already put oil in there to heat it up so that you guys didn't have to wait to see that. So the first step that you're gonna do is you're gonna dump the asafoetida in the oil, and it's gonna bubble a bit. You're not gonna wait here very long. As long as the sizzling diminishes, you can go ahead and throw your pinto beans in. So that's what we're gonna do. And then you're gonna throw the salt and the taco seasoning and the water. If you reference our recipe, we'll have all the specifics regarding your measurements and how much of each item you need to add. And so what we're gonna do is pour it in our water, give it a mix, get that taco seasoning spread out. And you can add whatever ingredients you like in your beans. Some people like black pepper, some people like veggies. I know my dad likes onions and bell peppers in the beans, so my mom makes it like that. I just made mine plain because the kiddos will eat it and it's much easier to blend. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn the Instapot off. And there's an actual convenient bean and chili button. So you're just gonna go ahead and push that button. And it's an automatic kind of programmed button on your Instapot. And so you're just gonna put it on that. And we're gonna do that twice. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on. This is the first round. And just make sure your steam seal is closed, or the vent is closed, so steam can't escape. And then what it's gonna do now is that the Instapot knows it's on. It's gonna build the pressure inside, and then it's gonna take about 30 minutes on this cycle, and it'll beep at you, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the next few steps. And we'll just run that cycle one more time, and we'll go through that with you guys together. Okay everybody, so I went ahead and did this next step for you so you wouldn't have to listen to the steam come out, but the first cycle of that bean mode is done. And so what we do is you release the steam out of the pressure valve so that you can actually open the Instapot. The purpose for opening this and stirring it is just to make sure the taco seasoning spreads, as well as you can assess if you need more water in the Instapot. Also, you do 2 rounds of the bean mode. I do 2 rounds of the bean mode just to ensure that the beans get cooked all the way. You never want to have raw or halfway cooked pinto beans. It will really hurt your stomach. So this will really make sure and ensure that it will cook all the way. So I'm not going to add more water into this, but you can see that the water is still at a good level, and we can close it back up again. And you're gonna go back into the bean mode. We're gonna close it up, Make sure your valve is closed for the steam. And then you're gonna go back onto bean mode, and we'll come back when it's ready. So after this step, we're gonna let the steam out again, so it's that second cycle, and then we're gonna use a hand blender and kind of blend down the pinto beans. Some people like them whole, you're more than welcome to do that. Some people like them blended up, it's your preference, but we'll be blending them up after we're done with this second cycle, and we'll show you how that looks. Okay everybody, so that second cycle for the beans is now finished. I've already removed the steam for you so that you didn't have to hear that on the video. I also turned off the Instapot. So the next step is truly up to you. If you like whole pinto beans, you do not have to blend it. If you want them to be smoother, I blend mine. So we're gonna blend it once I open this up. And you can see that the husk of the pinto beans have come off on some of the beans, so that's a really good sign that it's cooked through. And so the water has diminished as well, so it's the perfect amount. When we blend it up, you'll see that it won't be too liquidy, and you can store it in your fridge or in your freezer. I do both. We're doing a little bit of a fun dish today. We're gonna do street tacos. I got really excited when I found these at the grocery store this morning, but they're like these really mini street taco tortillas. I've never seen them before, but they're gluten-free and they're healthy and probably don't need that many to get filled up, so it might be really good to save on some calories too. So next step, when you have this, you have your hand blender. You can blend it up according to the texture you prefer. There's no right or wrong here. Because I have little ones and I don't want them choking on pinto beans, I'm blending mine up. You can do however you wish. All right, so mine's pretty much at the consistency that I favor and my kids favor, so go ahead, do not ever try to detach your blade from your hand blender while it's plugged in. That's a big hazard. So unplug it and then detach it and throw it in your sink. So, ways to store this. It's a lot of beans, I know that. You're not gonna finish all this in one night. So a really good tip is you can have one container for your fridge. For example, some people are asking, how do I meal prep? So if I do make this on a Sunday, then I have one container that I put in the fridge so that it'll stay good until like Tuesday or Wednesday night, and we do quesadillas or street tacos or burritos. The rest of it you can freeze. So you can either freeze it in glass containers. I remember growing up, my mom would fill it, once it cooled down, she would fill it up in frozen Ziploc bags and kind of compress them so they don't take a lot of space in the freezer. That's another guide or tip that you could use. Truly up to you. But we're gonna go ahead and plate our street tacos with these cute little tortillas. Sahana likes this size because she can actually hold it and everything doesn't fall out for her. But this is a great thing to have on hand for parties, game nights. If you're doing some queso, you can have it with the queso that we made on our other video, so reference that. And this would be a great combination with that. And it's a pretty nutritious recipe because there's not a lot of oil required. And it's pretty low calorie. So our street tacos are ready to go. I'm gonna get some salsa and add it on that. And we're gonna go ahead and enjoy some dinner. So I hope you enjoyed that really, really easy way of making pinto beans at home, and in less time than soaking overnight and doing that whole process. So this was a very simple two-step process. Blend it up, store it in your fridge or your freezer, enjoy some really good Mexican food with some Tex-Mex twists. So I hope you enjoyed that, share your success, and please recommend or suggest anything you'd like us to try. We'd be more than happy to do so. Reference the recipe on our website, and I hope you enjoyed that one.